Imagine humanity's first crewed trip around the moon in more than 50 years. Today, NASA's Artemis II astronauts are gearing up to break records and write history. Stick around, because later I'll reveal the one hidden risk NASA won't talk about in its glossy press releases, so don't click away. Artemis II is NASA's landmark crewed lunar mission, currently scheduled for April 2026. 4 astronauts will launch atop the Space Launch System, the most powerful rocket ever built, circle the moon, and return to Earth 10 days later. But this isn't just a joyride. It's a stress test for deep space technologies that will carry the first woman and next man to step on lunar soil during Artemis III. Here are your Artemis II heroes. Reed Wiseman, commander, veteran of 6 spacewalks. Victor Glover, pilot, first black astronaut to live on the ISS for a long-duration mission. Christina Koch, mission specialist, record holder for longest single spaceflight by a woman. Jeremy Hansen, mission specialist, representing the Canadian Space Agency, marking the first non-NASA astronaut on a crewed lunar mission. Did you know? Christina Koch's mission lasted 328 days in space. At liftoff, Artemis II's Orion capsule will ride the gargantuan SLS Block 1 rocket. Core stage, 4 RS-25 engines burning 2 million pounds of thrust, interim cryogenic propulsion stage, sends Orion on a trans-lunar trajectory. This is the same basic architecture NASA used for Artemis I's unmanned shakedown. Only now, real humans will be strapped in. Orion is your home for 10 days in deep space. Cabin amenities: room for 4, equipped with touchscreen displays, exercise gear, and a galley for freeze-dried meals. Life support: advanced CO2 scrubbers and water recovery units, crucial when you're 250,000 miles from Earth. Radiation shielding: a lightweight barrier to protect astronauts from cosmic rays and solar flares. Later, we'll dive into one critical experiment they're running on radiation. You'll want to see how it could change long-duration Mars missions. After reaching orbit, Orion will fire its engines again to head toward the moon on a so-called free return trajectory. Figure 8. Path. The spacecraft will swing beyond the moon's far side, 40,000 miles from our planet, farther than any astronaut ever. Communication: blackout. For about 20 minutes, NASA's Deep Space Network loses line of sight. It's in these minutes that astronauts rely on onboard systems and training to stay safe. Fun fact: the free return path was used by Apollo 13 to slingshot back to Earth. Months of simulations, survival drills, and zero-G flights prepare our crew for every possible contingency. Neutral buoyancy, lab practicing spacewalks underwater to simulate microgravity. VR cockpit sims, running through every abort scenario, from pad explosion to loss of comms. Medical drills, learning to treat injuries in a pressurized suit 250,000 miles away. It's grueling, but it's also what makes NASA's success rate so high. Artemis II isn't just a test flight, it's a flying lab. Radiation dosimeters, measuring real-time cosmic radiation exposure inside the cabin. Biomarker sampling, checking how microgravity alters astronaut metabolism. CubeSat deployment. 2 small satellites will be released to study Earth's magnetosphere. We'll show you later what these CubeSats look like and how you can track them from your backyard telescope. Here's the one risk NASA keeps strictly under wraps: spacecraft charging. In deep space, Orion's exterior can accumulate electric charge from solar wind. If not properly managed, a sudden discharge, an ESD event, could fry critical avionics. That's why astronauts train in specialized plasma chambers back on Earth to simulate and mitigate it. Artemis II is also a global effort. CSA's Jeremy Hansen brings Canadian robotics expertise. ESA and JAXA supply key life support and docking components for Artemis II. Together, we're building the Gateway, a lunar orbital outpost, to stage Artemis III's touchdown near the Moon's south pole. Remember Artemis once? No crew, but Orion flew 40,000 miles past the Moon and back, testing systems and collecting data. Artemis II picks up where it left off, only now real people are on board. T30 days and counting, T30, final systems check. T7, crew arrives at Kennedy Space Center. T2, suited up and ready. Then at T0, those RS-25 engines roar to life, and we're off! As Artemis II clears the tower, the world watches in awe. This isn't just a rocket launch. It's the beginning of humanity's next giant leap. The spacecraft begins its journey, accelerating through Earth's atmosphere at over 17,000 miles per hour. Stage separation. The Orion capsule is now flying solo, gracefully heading into orbit. But this isn't a trip to the ISS. This is a deep space mission. Orion begins its translunar injection burn, slingshotting away from Earth and toward the Moon. And as Earth fades into the distance, 4 astronauts prepare for something no human has done in over 50 years: circle the Moon. As Orion slips beyond Earth's grasp, the cabin falls silent, broken only by the hum of life support and the astronauts' steady breaths. For 20 heart-pounding minutes, Mission Control holds its breath as Orion disappears behind the Moon's far side, trusting every system and every trained hand on board. Then, signal restored. Cheers erupt in Houston as our 4 explorers witness the first Artemis Earthrise, a brilliant blue orb rising over endless gray highlands. Inside, dosimeters click with each cosmic ray, and biomarker sensors whisper secrets about how the human body endures deep space. Victor Glover captures jaw-dropping panoramas of the lunar far side, while Christina Koch calmly guides the crew through every data-gathering protocol. With a gentle push, 2 CubeSats drift away to map Earth's magnetosphere, soon trackable by backyard telescopes worldwide. As Orion fires its engines for the journey home, the crew shares a quiet, awe-filled gaze out the viewport. 4 silhouettes against the infinite. You've just witnessed history in the making. If this voyage inspired you, hit like and subscribe to keep exploring the cosmos with Galaxy Legacy. Let's build a family together and explore the universe, one story at a time. If you're as hyped as I am, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss a liftoff. Drop a moon emoji in the comments.